Hey everybody, welcome back to Lojo Outdoors. So this is a video I actually didn't expect to make. My intention was to show you the difference in the spring from strawberry beds that were prepared for the winter and one that wasn't, just to see how well they fared throughout the winter here in a pretty mild climate. Here in Delaware, we're in 7B. But if you've went outside in the last week or so, you know that nobody's having a mild winter this year. We have this Arctic blast that's really wreaking havoc on things. So in an attempt to save these strawberries so we can have them for next year, I'm gonna go ahead and clean them up and winterize them, and we'll have to try that video again next year. As long as we don't have another one of these crazy weather cycles that we're having right now. So again, as you know, the temperature's been dipping into the single digits. Snow, ice everywhere. It's been crazy. We haven't had anything like that in several years. I guess we were due. But either way, I'm going to show you how to clean these strawberry beds up. This is just a container that I've had growing for a couple years. It's done pretty well with strawberries. To be honest with you, these are nothing fancy. I bought these strawberry plants at Lowe's. You don't have to have them shipped in from crazy places in order for them to work and get you good strawberries. But anyway, the first thing that we got to do, we got to clean this bed up. So again, we have to clean this bed up in order for it to even have a chance. So I say that in a normal year, cleaning your bed up and mulching the bed is completely optional. They will do just fine going into this dormant stage on their own with no care whatsoever. But a year like this, I just don't know that's going to be the case. So that's what's leading me to do this. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get in here and all this year's shoots, you want to clean all that up. You want to cut them all about an inch away from the crown of the mother plant, just like I'm doing right here. And once I get in there a little closer and get this cleaned up, I'll be able to show you better what that means. All right, so I got it cleaned up a little bit here. That's what it's looking like so far. So the next step you want to do once you uncover everything, that way you can inspect it, is you want to look for the crowns, right? So right there's the crown of this strawberry plant. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that is not buried in the ground. You want it to be slightly above ground level. And the reason for that is, if it's buried underground, it'll actually rot and it'll kill your plant. And obviously you don't want that. You'll have to start all over again. Strawberries already take quite a while to get going to begin with. Once you get them going, you don't really want to have to start over all the time. I'm going to get all that cleaned up, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's done and all the crowns are exposed. All right, so once that's done, this is what it should look like, or at least something like it. Doesn't really look like much, does it? But you see right there, that's a crown. Let me get this last year's mulch out of the way. And as you can see, it is above ground level. There's another one right here. Another one grew up against the side of this container right here while I wasn't paying attention, but that's all right. We'll see how it does. Here's another one right here. All in all, there's 7 mother plants in here that I've exposed the crown on. Now again, you don't have to do this. In a normal winter, like zone 7B, which is where I am, you don't have to do this. You can allow the leaves to die off and kind of self-mulch. You can do that. And what it'll do is it deteriorates. It'll actually refeed the soil, and you're letting nature take its course, and that's fine. That is perfectly acceptable. It is okay. However, in the situation that we're having right now with this Arctic freeze, I did not feel like that was the right thing to do. So here we are. And also, as an added bonus, this gives you a chance to get down to fresh soil, so you can see, you can get any weeds out of there, you can get anything that doesn't belong. That way you're not overwintering and giving a good start to unwanted plants and pests or whatever might be in here. So again, up to you whether you want to do this step or not. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I wanted to do a comparison, like I said, but that's just not going to be in the cards this year. So now that I've got it all cleaned up and I've got all the crowns exposed, the next step that you're going to want to do, especially if you're in a container, is you're going to want to amend the soil. Use whatever kind of amendments you want, whether that's a chemical fertilizer, whether that's rock dust, whether that's fish meal, whatever. Personally, I would not recommend using compost at this step, because you've just uncovered all the crowns. You put a couple inches of compost in here, you've defeated the purpose. So you're just covering those crowns back up again. You can, when it gets warmer, you can massage or mend, however you want to say it, compost into this container with the strawberries as you go. No harm, no foul. But I would not do it right now at this step. But whatever fertilizer you want to put in there, now's the time. All right, the last step of winterizing your strawberries is mulch. This is a good, clean straw mulch. You don't have to use that. You can use whatever's available. As you can see, I have plenty of leaves. I could use leaves. Just get them, crush them up, throw them in there. Be just fine. If they're several inches thick, it'll be just fine. If you're in a spot where you can cut some grass, you can cut some grass, put it in there. Same concept. Pine needles, all that works. Shave newspaper, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just get it covered. But I happen to have some nice clean straw, so that's what I'm going to put in there. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this in there. Oh, the handle's in the way. It's always something. All right, I'm going to get this sorted out. This is a good 4 or 5 in the center, 4 or 5 inches of clean straw. And that right there, with the rain that's coming tonight into tomorrow, that's going to settle it in. It's going to be good. Once it gets settled, I'll go ahead and put some more on top of it just to be safe. But now we have a winterized strawberry bed. Well, container. It's not really a bed. But as you can see, it's all done. It's winterized. We're going to set this back here underneath the rest of the strawberry plants. It's kind of out of the elements a little bit, depending on the way the wind's blowing. But most of the time, this is out of the wind. It's out of any direct beating rain. So we'll let this go and see if we were able to save this strawberry plant. And if so, we'll enjoy delicious, big, juicy strawberries in the spring. All right, if you have any questions, put them in the comments below and we'll be sure to answer them. I'm gonna go pick Logan up from school. And until next time, we'll see you later. Lojo Outdoors. So I wanted to add one thing. Wood chips are completely fine to use as mulch. I would personally avoid any of the dyed wood chips. So any natural wood chips are fine. However, you have to understand, in the spring, once they start to break down, the bacteria in the soil will start to break these wood chips down. And it's going to rob the soil of the nitrogen. So if you do that, make sure you add nitrogen to the soil in the spring. You'll be good to go. Again, doesn't matter what mulch you use, just use mulch.